everyone, and welcome to Day 2 of FinTech World Forum 2023. Please welcome on stage our first speaker, Igor Tomic, CEO of Dash Devs. Bring your hands together. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. I see a lot of people need to second day, which is good. Today, I'm going to bother you with a lot of technical information. We have a lot of happening right now in AI and data analytics. And I think today it's really good to discuss what do we have in digital space and what are the possibilities that today's technology and today work gives us. So I'll do a little bit of introduction of our company. So our company is Dash Devs. We are a fintech outsourcing company. We help in different banks and different institutions to enhance their business processes and digital products. And we're quite successful in that, and then more than we did on the market. And we have really good overview of what is happening worldwide, which gives us the ability to bring approaches from one region to another. In this case, I've been acting as an engineer for quite a long time if I was coding, and that gives me a really good overview of what is happening from technology to the business side, because technology is always enabling the business. And that's what we usually do. We have a lot of experience integrating with the different financial institutions, APIs, and so on and so forth, which I think is sometimes beneficial because if you work in a one product that you have one view, but having an ability to overview what is happening in different regions, different sizes of the banks, different sizes of the products, then you can grasp and understand more strategically what's going on in the market. So, two cases that I give you the sense of what we're doing. Here in the United Kingdom, we helped project management to implement a banking as a service platform, which is called Pipeline. This Pipeline was a platform for running the BTC brand dozens. It was quite challenging because, frankly speaking, we had pretty tight deadlines. We had to deliver the platform in 9 months and get it from the scratch. That's quite a good case because in this case, in 2018, it wasn't clear what do you do or how do you approach if you develop a bank from scratch. And what we did is we built a platform which is connected as plug-and-play different institutions, Clearbit, Modular Finance, Thread, which gave the platform really good opportunity to enhance and scale to our regions. And we delivered the product that was quite successful. Here in the market. It gave us really good understanding and overview from 360 what is happening here in the game, what are the types of the clients, and a little bit that I will show today as the cases for AI and data analytics come from this one. Another one, which is pretty interesting too, is that we helped in upgrade to Tailoring Gateway. That's a company who was the pioneer in open banking in this region. They were the first licensed institution to integrate the banking APIs for the aggregation and payments. And it gave us also really good overview of what is happening on the smaller markets because they have PSD2 legislation, which allows to aggregate third-party accounts and then initiate the payments in the same region. And by integrating with all commercial banks, understanding the customers, understanding their behavior approach, we gave really good platform to Tailoring Gateway that work with the region. And right now, they quite evaluated last round was around 30 million investments, and they expanded to different regions like Emirates or Turkey. And what is digital bank today? So it's a really good question because we see that a lot of in digital personalization is happening because you cannot work or you cannot develop platforms that work at everything. And today, we have really good overview of our customers can do much more. And you can feel it from other projects. If you have digital bank, which is working in different regions, you see a lot of, even in the business world, you have different approaches, different cases, because the KYC might be one way in United Kingdom, but totally another way here in actually in the North Africa. So personalization in digital banks gives us an ability to do the customized user experience. And you see that mobile applications I'm open, they do a lot of A/B testing, they testing the UI, and that gives really good results. Also, we see that customization and understanding of your customers give you the ability to provide financial instruments that fits for the particular customer. Also, through the time, by having the analytics and having AI, you can enhance your platform, see what are parts that never thought that will work, that they're actually working, or vice versa, something that was stuttered, and the market is not applicable anymore. So it's really good to have all those things and made quite possible with the technology today. So, do we really know our customers? And I really like other industries, and there is a really good case in marketing and in the food industry, which was discovered by Howard Moskowitz in the 80s. So what he did, he approached understanding of the customers from the data analytics, and it was one of the pioneer approaches in food market. That's why we see the food market as it is today because of this experiment. And actually what he did, he said, okay, we're not going to watch and listen what our customers are saying, but rather we'll see what they actually do. And with this approach, he saw that there was market interest that wasn't assumed for, even if you approach your customers, like his spaghetti sauce test, everyone was asking, like, what is the type of the spaghetti sauce that you like? And people were answering, and based on those answers, the marketing was defining like what are the products in the market. But what he didn't listen. He developed a lot of varieties of the sauces, and then saw how people are actually using them. And that's why the company developed new products, and they were quite successful in the next 20 years. And they became the pioneer and the leader in this market. So it gives us a really good insight that we need to see how our customers are acting rather than listening to their feedback. We're like doing the approaches that people are discussing. And how do we achieve this? So, and by having this information, we actually know quite a lot about our customers in digital banks and digital products. If you compare it to previous times, it wasn't quite clear how other services are used, but right now with the mobile applications and web applications, we have quite a lot of information that are helpful for us. And that's financial information, that's behavioral data, that's contextual and technical data, because knowing where you are, what type of device are you using, which group you are wrong, and what are the financial parameters that you're looking for, we can really dig quite deep and understand what we're looking for, and then do assumptions test and enhance our applications. So how do we achieve this technique? So I think it's quite important to start with the data lakes. We implemented it in several projects. It comes a little bit different from the platform itself, because if you build an, digital bank, definitely we have databases, a lot of caching of information, etc., etc. But it's not the data lake. Data lake is a approach that gives you repository-based place where you can do your information, different kind, like devices, locations, whatever you can collect from the customer. But in this case, it's really important to be compliant with the regulations. So please make sure that the legality and compliance improves that. And what we can do with the data lakes, what gives you? So it gives centralized data storage, because we tend to think that the platform that we operate with gives us an ability to understand around the BI. And what we learn from our experience with the big projects, with the customers, that actually you need to create a specific place for the data and analytics. It gives a flexibility and agility, because in this case, you are not dependent on your running platform. You can actually use the data, transform, derive the reports and information from it without compromising the working platform. And also it gives like data quality and consistency, because it's specifically designed for the data storage. It gives really good innovation and product development, because by understanding certain information, we can deliver more to our customers. If I can simplify that, what is actually the data? So it's big Excel files that gives you the ability to understand what is happening in your plan. So, what are the next steps on top of this data? We usually do a lot with our customers. Usually we start with the business process because dependent on the business aims, we can define the tools and approaches. There are quite a lot of different tools, like for BI, you can use variety tools like Looker or Tableau, like from Microsoft Stack. But we always start with the business. And today I'm going to present several cases that we did that help our clients. So the very first one is a KYC. So everyone really wants their customers to be onboarded as fast as can be. But usually we see the problem that KYC is actually costs money. If someone is involved in an application and he or she doesn't have an account with you, they run into the KYC process. And KYC, even if the KYC process as the case, a lot of different companies will provide you as the case. And we tend to build the process that by collecting the documents, we are first loading this to our premises of the company that we're helping to, and then we are loading to the third parties for the checks, documents, liveness checks, etc. And we saw in our project that we actually paid with data life, we analyzed the data, and we saw that we actually paid for the KYC because someone has taken the picture, which is not good. And then it's sent to the third party for the check, and then this check actually is paid. So what we did, we collected quite a lot of data that has the ability to build the machine learning model for the mobile application, which is detecting public layers and if the picture quality is good enough for sending the KYC. But then we dramatically reduced the cost and we reduced the KYC because on the mobile, our model gives an ability to detect those cases and ask for retaking the picture. And we also reduced the price for 1,000 successful KYCs. And I think it gave the business really good power because we were working faster, we were onboarding with a decent quality, better than it was before. And that's kind of the case that gives an understanding why the data lake is important because if you're not thinking about the concept of collecting the data, you might not even have this information because the documents which are scanned, they will interact to the third party, and you actually will see what is happening with the bad cases. So that gives really good overview of what is possible, and it's not limited to cases like that. So another one is what's the logic for the naming. I think it's quite important. Things, especially if we are looking something, if we see illegal activities or something which we don't want in our applications, and then that's also part of the hard issue to solve because with the KYC process, especially with the third parties, we don't have control over the matching mechanism of the particular person because if we have name Sophie, it can spell different ways, and KYC vendors usually give certain range for validating even if it doesn't match 100%. What we developed in our process, we actually digged into 100,000 customers and we built the model which is giving all the variations of a specific name, and then while matching the person to the KYC process, we were finding the fraudsters and blocked users that we blocked before, and not giving the possibility to register once again, even if the credentials were different, like using different email or different phone number. And also being really good result in the business because we spent less time with the control of the environment, compliance team was unloaded with unnecessary work that we can actually fix from the technical level. And the third case, I think that this one have everyone had it, and I'm still amazed how different institutions are watching differently for the transactional information. As a customer, I always would like to have as much as possible to know about my transaction. When it happened, what is the categorization? Because then I can build the budgeting or better understanding how I'm performing. And with our case, with we actually develop a quite sophisticated algorithm-based category matching. Also, we use the third-party provider integrated and cleaning the data and getting additional information about that merchant, from locations, also login, etc., etc. And it gives also really good ability because In this case, information, it's a new product because as good we know our customers, as good we know their transactions, what they do, the better product we can build. And in this case, that's going to be your competitive advantage. That what will give a sense to end customers that actually the product takes care about that because they can better do their job. They can understand what they're spending. And that's really important. And also it comes from the data because by a particular way building how we store information, we can enhance our user experience because there is a great line between, okay, I'm showing the transaction, and is this transaction is really serving my customer? So, quite a lot of information. It would not be possible to put everything into 20 minutes. So I think it's good to have some kind of home reading. And there are several books which I think are important for understanding how data more the world is really important. That's first book, AI Superpowers. It comes from a guy who's working for Microsoft in China, and he gives a really good sense what are the AI wars nowadays, because the new world, let's be frankly, is data. As much you understand your customers, as much you understand your behavioral stuff, the better products are, the more sticky users are those products. And actually, you can take a look on TikTok. It's so addictive because actually the process we're building it's used a lot of behavioral data, how people actually do, not thinking or talking about their products. Two other books, they're also quite good with data. So dark data, by data, it gives really good understanding that you need to take a look not only about the data that you know, but what you potentially don't know about the customers. Other information is really important. And I love the third one is mock test. It's a really good way of thinking about the digital products because in this case we tend to ask our best friends, do you like my application? Do you like my bank? But that's not the way how it should be done. And the book gives a really nice sense how you actually approach asking hard questions and defining your problem. So, good read, please. And thank you so much for listening to me today in the morning. If you have any questions, you can always reach to me by LinkedIn or other types of application, and I will be glad to answer your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Igor.